Welcome to Ynot on the PCT. Good morning, it's Monday morning. Back to the trail, got on the trail there, and now I need to walk under the interstate here, which is a little spooky since it's just dark. Okay, there's a little light at the end of the tunnel there. Yeah, at least it's just after 6 in the morning, so not a lot of people up. Well, a ton of traffic. Getting the Uber up here, there's no traffic our way, but the other way is just all backed up. Okay, at least I can see where I'm coming out. There's a little bit of water flowing through here, so over there it's a little wet, but this is dry. I have probably the heaviest pack I've ever had, at least in recent modern day backpacking, because I have like 5 to 6 days of food, and I have a bunch of extra water since there's no water forever for like a ton of miles. Well, I can get water right here, but that's it. Well, now I'm gonna have to figure out where to go from here. Next part is I have to walk through the corrugated steel tunnel. Walking up this ridge. Just looking at my shadow there, walking up as well. Walking up the trail that's winding around the mountains. This is where it came from for the most part. Now it's not super steep, but just grinding uphill. I started way down there. You can see some of the trail across there's a dirt road down in that valley, and I went actually down that trail, across that road, and then up to here. Just hit the first couple of patches of snow, just about exactly 7,000 feet. So I've climbed up to about 4,000. It's like 2:30 and I'm still walking up. There's snow at this elevation over on those northern exposures in there. You can't really see down to where I came from anymore, but you can see the fog of the morning is now partly smog. See back there San Gabriel's, and I think that's San Jacinto way in the distance. Still walking up and just this ridge here. You can see way out to I guess that would be the Inland Empire, as it's called, the Central Valley. It's way the heck down there now. So there's snow, a lot of snow at this elevation on the north-facing slopes, but not here, but sometime we'll be getting to it. They're starting in the desert at 3,000 feet. Now I'm walking through snow at like 8,300 feet. There was one area back there that felt a little sketchy, and I didn't have the micro spikes on, so I put them on, and now I'm kind of going back and forth between snow and empty trail, but I still have the spikes on, and we'll see. I got to 19.8, and there's a trickle of snow melt there and a couple of places to camp, and I was thinking about just I planned to kind of just camp there, but it's right on this ridge that has a gorgeous view, but is really windy. So it's 2.6 from there to a campground. And so I'm trying to make that. So I have my tent set up. It's really windy, which is where there are the big rocks on the top of the stakes, but hopefully it'll be okay. Coming up here, I got turned around a little bit. This trail is up just over the ridge, and there's a campground up that ridge. So I got to here, and I walked up because it meets back up with the trail a little bit up there, and that'll be easier anyway. And there's a little bit of a walk back up the road. There's a big milk pond, so we need to go up there and get water. We'll do that tonight because the water just being snow is really cold. Someone tells me it will be cold enough tonight as it is. Spectacular. That's the LA basin down there. You can just see kind of forever. So hopefully my tent will stay where it is. The sun just went down. You can just kind of see the late light over the valley there where it's all covered in fog. The mountains around here. So windy that it blew off a rock, and the stake came out, so I got a bigger rock. Good morning, it's Tuesday, just starting to walk. The sun is coming up from over the little ridge behind me. It was windy all night, but I slept fairly well. The tent was flapping around. It wasn't too bad. It was just past that gate there on the dirt road. Today is supposed to be walking over Mount Baden-Powell, or not quite to the top, but although there's a spur to the top. But that is a lot of snow. And if I understand right, there's a road walk around it that you can take on the Angeles Crest Highway, which is closed there now because they're still clearing the snow from it. But the road walk is probably what I'm going to do, because that snow is supposed to be miles and miles of snow, and some of it pretty sketchy. So that's probably the plan, but we'll see. A little bit chilly last night, as there's a nice sheet of ice on all the little milk ponds. This is the mountain high ski area. I didn't even know there was a ski area up in these mountains. There's a lift here, and I can actually see one other lift back there. Kind of cool. Just on the, well, I guess it's the north side of the ridge here. So looking out at the Central Valley. Still bits of snow, but not much. Alan, walking the road. It's actually closed there, so it's not a big deal. And there's a little trickle of water going under there, so I was able to get water there. So That's good, and now I have 10 miles of closed road. And there are a couple other hikers around here, which is nice. Doing a second section of road walk, just coming through a tunnel. The first section of road walk was because it was, instead of going over Mount Baden-Powell, which was supposed to be a lot of snow and some really sketchy, difficult snow, and the road was, that section of road is closed because, in fact, some of it was still covered with snow, and there was a big piece of equipment slowly working at clearing the snow, so we had to walk around that and then over snow for a while. And I actually talked to a woman about my age who's actually walking with her daughter, which is very cool, and ended up walked with her and her daughter some and talked to them, and then a couple of guys came by and daughter went up with them, and the old people stayed behind. But we walked and talked for quite a long time. This second section of road walk, the road is actually open, but since it's closed there right at the end of this, there's basically no traffic, and that's because there's one more section that this trail is, there was comments about it being very dangerous, so I have to road walk this, and then I think there's a small section of trail I can do, and then there's a section of trail that's closed for an endangered species reason, and so I'll have to walk a little bit more on the road. So I don't know if I might probably do that part tomorrow, but much road walking today, but probably better idea than going over those sections of really steep, sketchy snow. Back on the PCT after the road walk and then trail walk for the endangered species closure. Had two water crossings this morning. The first one was easy. I had to put on my water shoes, but it was just real easy, water flowing across the road. The second one was kind of a bit sketchy, and there was a place to jump across, and I finally decided not to, and changed my water shoes and took my pants off, and actually ended up not being bad. But I think there's going to be, there's one more water crossing I have to do here that I'm worried about, and let's see what it looks like. Yeah, this doesn't look like a leap across, so I'm going to have to figure out, well, unless there's a log there I can get across, I'm going to have to scout this and figure out how the heck I'm getting across this. Well, I ended up making a cross on these logs. I was ad-libbing it more at the end than I would like, but got across. So I think now it should be easier walking for a while. Been walking up out of the canyon there. Down there's that river that I had to cross. Coming up, and it looks like there's going to be some kind of a new view here, so we'll see what that is. Yeah, just kind of more of the same, but a different more of the same, and it looks like we keep going up. Just started walking a second ago. It's just around the bend there. There are like 4 or 5 other tents. The sun's coming up. It's really beautiful. It's cold. It's just really icy wind, but just beautiful here. This is looking north out into the Central Valley. That's kind of the area that I'm going towards. And you can see the fog's coming in from blowing over the LA Basin, so down from the LA Basin in Central California. A little later, which there. Looking way down at the valley below and climbing up this way. Looking in the fog or in the low clouds now. So even though it's like 3:30 in the afternoon, I just put my puffy on again because I came over the ridge, and with this, the wind blowing this these clouds, it's cool. This is all burn area, and there's miles and miles where there's no place that you're supposed to camp. So I have about another 3 miles to go to a ranger station, which is one of the allowed camping areas. So when we get to that, hopefully I'll go down, although it won't be quite this cold. Good morning, it's Friday. Stayed right on that, right around that ridge there. There's a little tiny campground. Walking down this road. Stayed with several other hikers last night and actually had some social time, which was nice. A couple air traffic controllers. Actually, a couple that are both air traffic controllers. A kid that is like a semi-professional windsurfer who just missed the London Olympics by a couple of places in the European Championships. And so that was interesting. Today, trying to figure out what exactly today is. There's going to be 8 miles to this RV park where Carrie left me a box, so I have to go there to get my box. But then I'd like to be someplace that has cell service so I can have some connectivity, and apparently the RV park has none, so thinking about other options. So I'm not sure exactly what I'll be doing today. Yeah, I walked from there, walking through these hills this way. Back there I stopped where Carrie left boxes for me, got those, but there's no service there, and I wanted to be someplace where I had at least some connectivity. I was going to stay there, but that didn't work. I also had way too much food because I've been going a little faster than expected, and so my pack just weighed a ton. But I was able to get a ride into Acton, which was like 5 miles away. Went to the post office there, mailed back food, mailed back my micro spikes because there won't be any snow between here and Sierras where I can get them back because we're home. And now I was going to just do an 8-mile day to there, but now I'm doing an 18-mile day to Agua Dolce, where hopefully I can get an Uber to a hotel. That's the plan, but the logistics are changing quickly today, so I don't know exactly how it'll end up. Although there's no water between here and Agua Dolce, so definitely need to make it to there. Just looking backwards at mountains before Baden-Powell. You just come up this big valley. Coming down here, I think that's I-15, and I think that's about a mile before Agua Dolce. So I'm guessing that all those homes and stuff up there are Agua Dolce. Little snake in the trail, I don't think. It's a rattlesnake. There's a little snake on the trail here. It's really little. There is Highway 14, which looks like you're an interstate, like it's an interstate when you're above it. And I'm going through the tunnel beneath it. And it looks like that tunnel entrance is ahead of me there. I've heard that the tunnel is kind of a little slimy and gloomy and stuff, but clearly it's the only option. Not going to climb up that hill and run across an interstate or something that looks like an interstate. So we'll see what the tunnel looks like. I'm about halfway through the tunnel now. Some guys at the beginning of the tunnel getting high and didn't seem like totally excited to have me there, so I thought better not to take pictures, but now I'm going through the tunnel. It's fairly dark. There's a little stream running through it here, but clearly light at the end of the tunnel, so not too weird.